everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some October favorites lined up. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. The first thing that I have been loving this month is my beauty blender. This is a beauty blender I got from TJ Maxx for I believe $3 or $4, and as far as beauty blenders go, that's actually pretty cheap. I have been loving this so much. It helps me so much with doing my foundation. It just makes everything look flawless. Usually they're a little bit smaller, but I just washed this one, so it is full size. And it definitely helps control what you're putting onto your face, how much, and then blending it in is a breeze. So I have been loving this beauty blender. The next beauty thing that I have been loving this month is this e.l.f. Smudge Pot in the shade Cruisin' Chic. And it is a really pretty bronzy copper, more of a bronzy shimmer color. It looks really pretty on. You can add a really thin layer as a base, and then if you'd like you can add, or what I do is add more in the outer corners to kind of give it like a smoky effect, and it just creates a really gorgeous bronzy smoky eye. The next thing that I've been loving this month is this Peter Lamos exfoliating pumpkin facial scrub. This is a facial scrub that I got in my Ipsy bag, and I do not want this thing to ever run out. It's a little bit pricey for a full-size one. I believe a full-size one, which is 4 ounces, is on the Peter Lamos website. It's like $27, but you can get it on Amazon for like $18. And I think that's kind of really expensive, but this product works so well. I am seriously considering getting a full-size one because this is 1 ounce and it has taken me, and I've used it like 4 or 5 times. So a 4 ounce one I think will definitely pay itself off. It's just rather having the money to spend on it in the first place. But I'm definitely going to definitely get a full-size version of this because I love it so much. The next thing that I have been loving in October is a video game. I have been loving the Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. If you are unfamiliar with the Animal Crossing series, you play as a human in a world of animals, and what makes this game really cool as opposed to the other Animal Crossing games is that you get to design all these houses to your client's specifications, and it's just really fun, kind of like a designing game. The next thing that I have been loving in the month of October has been Glee. I never got into Glee when Glee first came out on television, but my boyfriend just recently started watching season 5 or 6, and I sat in for a couple episodes, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I think I really like this show, and I went back and I've watched season 1, 2, and almost all of 3 in the past month, so I really enjoy that show. It is so much fun, and I really like all the songs that they perform. It's really cool. The next thing that I have been loving in the month of October is Halloween, naturally. I'm going to insert a clip of me carving my pumpkin, and as well as a recipe for pumpkin seeds.
Okay, so first I chose a stencil that came with the little book. I peeled off the little tools that they gave you that was on the front of the book, and I started cutting up the pumpkin, and there's magic bowls that just appeared because I realized I needed something to put the guts into and something to put the seeds into, and there will be a recipe for the seeds at the end of this. The recipe wasn't my favorite, but I liked it well enough, so I will be giving you the recipe for that I used, which was a garlic roasted pumpkin seed recipe. So I spent an obnoxiously long amount of time just picking apart the pulp from the seeds. It was quite time consuming, and even sped up 5 times, I still cut more than half of the whole process out, just because I didn't want it to take that long. So it took me probably maybe an hour for me to get to this point, which is where I started carving the eyes. It was really weird because the inside of the pumpkin had these like weird strings, and I was like pulling at these strings as I was cutting out the eyes, and I just chose probably the worst part of the pumpkin to carve the face onto. But you know, I made it work. So I'm just trying to maneuver my way around these weird thick strings on the inside of the pumpkin and carve my face design. This is a rather safe choice, but I didn't want to do anything too scary because I wanted people to come up to our house, especially because our door is on the side and not a lot of people even know that it's there. So I wanted kids not to be scared of my pumpkin. Didn't really make a difference anyway because nobody came to our door. I think our downstairs neighbor wasn't home, so they didn't go to the downstairs door, so they wouldn't have thought to come to the side door. So I'm just trying to get the last bit of those weird strings out so that when the pumpkin is sitting upright, you don't see any of those, or as few as possible. And yeah. So that's my finished pumpkin, and I stuck a little candle in him, and he's adorable. So what you do is you separate the seeds from the pulp, and then you pat them dry. Then you preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit and toss them into the oven flame for about 20 minutes. Then after they've been dried, you toss them with the spices. I did garlic powder and salt, and then you put it back in for 20 more minutes. And that's it. That's all there is to it.
So I have been loving Halloween. As you just saw, I carved my pumpkin in a smiley face, and I made those roasted pumpkin seeds, and they were delicious. So besides that, I've also been loving Halloween candy, specifically Butterfingers. I have recently rediscovered my absolute love for Butterfingers. So those were all of my favorites for October. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below what you have been loving in October, and I will see you next week. And just as a little hint for next week, many of you may or may not know that CoverGirl released a special Star Wars themed line of products, and I'm really hoping to get my hands on some of those and test them out for you. So I will see you next week. Bye!